Are you or somebody you know diabetic? Do you struggle with high blood sugar? Is it a constant struggle to prick your fingers and then have to interpret your results based on that? Well, trust me, I know your pain there. And let me tell you something that can make your life a whole lot easier. And sorry I didn't introduce myself. My name is Kurt. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I've been type 1 diabetic since 2011 when I was 13 years old. And it's been a struggle, to say the least. But I found one thing that has made my life a whole lot easier since being even that age. So, here he is. This is my DexCom G6 sensor. This one is currently needing to be changed out, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Now remember, this is not a video to be taken as medical knowledge or meant to be taken as a medical point of view. I am not a doctor. I am merely a patient that wants to share their experience with the rest of the world. So follow along with me, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this little guy today. So if you're familiar with diabetes, you know that one of the things that diabetics use a lot of is lancets to poke their fingers. They either use reusable ones where they have to change out the inserts in them, or they just use disposable ones. Well, basically, the sensor that you get is basically just like a giant lancet, essentially. It has an adhesive pad that you remove the backing from, place on your skin, break this little tab off, push the button, and it shoots the probe into your skin just like a lancet does, except this one stays inside of you. And it's flexible, so you can move around, you can swim, you can shower, you can do anything. And it has literally changed a life for me. So let me help you follow along real quick and show you how easy it is to use one of these devices. Now, before we get started, a couple materials you're going to want to have on hand. You're going to want to have your new sensor ready. And I use paper towels because I find it works a little bit better than anything else in terms of actually cleaning the area. And then I got some hydrogen peroxide here as a substitute for rubbing alcohol to clean and disinfect everything. So let's go ahead and start with removal of the old sensor. So this is the part that's probably going to make most people cringe. Here, I'll turn off this light. There we go. That's much better. So this is the part that's probably going to make most people cringe, honestly. So this is adhesive lined. So it does take some pressure to take it off of there, but it's just like a Band-Aid, pretty much. If you do it quick, then you don't really experience too much discomfort. Luna, I'm trying to make a video here. Apparently we have a visitor. Luna, you're right in the middle of my filming, girl. Well, apparently Luna wants to learn with us today too, but that's all right. So what I do is I basically just work all the way around it to loosen the sensor itself up, and then I start on the big side and basically pull across, and it pulls the sensor and your transmitter right out. And for me, somebody that only has to do this process every 10 days, it definitely helps bring you a lot of peace of mind. Now, there is one key thing that you have to remember here is this gray part here is the actual transmitter that pairs up with your either your meter or, in my case, my smartphone. So that's the other thing I like about this new technology is that it makes somebody of my generation who is used to using technology on a regular basis, this is a great first step, honestly, towards the future, and I can't wait to see what the future is going to bring. So I've already put some rubbing alcohol on my transmitter, and there are these two brass contacts. Well, they're brass colored. I guarantee you they're not brass. But you want to make sure these are nice and clean because these are what make contact with the sensor itself. So now we're going to move on to step number 2. Another critical thing I will say too is make sure that when you do place your new sensor, make sure you do it whether you're doing it on your arm, the back of your arm, your stomach, or you can even do it on the upper part of your butt too. Make sure that you are rotating where you put your sensor, because you still can get hardness issues and stuff like that. So personally for me, I like to go into my stomach, so I will just clean the whole top of my stomach. Doesn't hurt anything, it's just rubbing alcohol. So now it's probably the part why most of you are watching this video, is to learn how to use this guy. So very, very simple. So we'll go ahead and peel back the outer layer, turn the device out into our hand. Once again, just looks basically like a giant lancet. And now there's really three options here, but I choose to use the easiest one for me, and you'll find which one works easiest for you. So with the DexCom G6 app on your phone, you have two different entry methods. You can either take a picture of that QR code and it'll show you how to do it right on the app. It's super simple, self-explanatory. Or you can see there's a 4-digit code on there too, in case mine is 7171. And you can manually enter that code and it will pair up with your transmitter, which is, remember, this little guy right here, once it is able to recognize. And another word of advice too, there is a 2-hour warm-up period with this particular model, meaning that you will not get any blood sugar warnings, alerts, no readings at all for 2 hours. So for those 2 hours, traditional testing is still your best friend. But we're not here to talk about traditional testing today. We're here to talk about this little guy. So anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's get to the actual fun. So you got 2 adhesive patches. I peel mine back, usually with the larger one first, or usually about a 60-40 split. And you'll see some of the edges are a little wrinkled. I don't worry too much about that. You can take one finger, bust the little safety tab off. Now this is live at this point. Push this button, that thing's going to shoot out the end. So you don't want to waste this. You get 3 a month. For me at least. I get 3 for 30 days. I cannot afford to waste one. However, if you do have a mistake with one, you can contact DexCom, and they have very good customer support. I have dealt with them on a couple different occasions. They are fantastic people, and I've never dealt with an issue where they haven't replaced my equipment completely free of charge. So do not be afraid if you have an issue to contact somebody, okay? Anyways, so what you're going to want to do, stay about an inch away from your belly button in this case, and I have a nice little hairless patch over here that I like to use. And I will apply down, pushing gently. I usually kind of rock it a little bit just to make sure that everything is nice and seated. And 1, 2, 3. And we're done. That easy. Now we lift. The first thing I will do after I install the new sensor, take my finger, run all the way around, couple laps. I'm telling you, it's cheap insurance to do it. And now I'll bring you in for a close-up. You can see that we got good adhesion all the way around. Our contact probes are still sticking out. Now, take our transmitter. This only goes one way. Hook it in one side. Push it down. You're going to hear 2 clicks. 1, 2. I doubt you could hear that. It's very, very quiet. Make sure you hear your 2 clicks. And then now, the only final step left for you to do is go into your DexCom app, either on your phone or on your regular meter. It's always good to carry your meter as a backup, by the way, people. You never know with technology when it's going to fail, so it's always good to have a backup, especially if you have a chronic condition like diabetes. But I hope that this video was informative to some of you guys. And by the way, this little guy checks your blood sugar every 5 minutes. It can notice trends and falls. You can have it send all the information seamlessly to your doctor. So trust me, this is a game changer in the world of diabetes. So if you're still doing traditional testing, I highly, highly encourage you to use this less invasive method. And once again, you get 10 days of testing for one stick versus roughly 2 to 3 hours of security with one finger stick. 2 to 3 hours versus 10 days. I know my answer. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you guys out there, and maybe some of you guys out there in the world that know diabetics and know how much they struggle with their condition. Hopefully this video helps some of them to having a greater quality of life like it has for me. So I hope everybody out there is enjoying their wonderful weekend, and I love you all very much. And make sure, if you do like this video, make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe down there. It doesn't cost you a dime. I do not take any donations for the channel. So if you guys could just do me a favor and help out the YouTube algorithm and hit that like and comment and subscribe down below, I would greatly appreciate for me and my fur babies. Where'd you go, Luna? Especially this little guy. But anyways, this is Kurt the Car Guy. Hope y'all have a great day.